Good afternoon, and welcome to Governmental and Nonprofit Accounting, Accounting 219. As you can see, the textbook that we'll be using in this course is the 13th edition of Essentials of Accounting for Governmental and Nonprofit Organizations by Paul A. Copley. You'll also need Connect access. This is a McGraw-Hill book, and we'll be using the publisher supplements. So here's a recap of the course number that you're in, and of course this semester and all this stuff. This is Governmental and Nonprofit Accounting, Accounting 219, Spring of 2018. This is an online course, as you know, and here's how you can reach me if you need to. Let me adjust this a little bit so that you can see it completely. Whoops, wrong way there. Here you go. So my name is William Connor. I go by Bill. My mother has called me William, and she's no longer with us. But it is my official name. My office is on the Portsmouth campus, and it's in Building C, room 222G. If you need to contact me about anything, you can reach me at wconnor@tcc.edu. My cell phone number is 757-287-7829, and you can certainly text or call. I ask you to keep that between the hours of 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. any day of the week. You could also call me at the office, which is 757-822-2315. Of course, that's only a good number if I'm there, although it does take messages and I can get back to you. Here's a slide that just shows how what types of assignments we have in the course and what the grade weights are. So the two exams have to be proctored, and authentication is probably the better word to use, because these both can be done with Open Book, Open Notes, Open Resources, anything you'd like, but they have to be proctored one way or the other. And that means they could be done in a testing center, any TCC testing center. They could be done by Remote Proctor Now, which is a special service that costs money, but that you can do all online. And then there is a third way to do the exams totally online at no cost, and that is for each exam, both the midterm and the final, I'll offer two sections. Probably one on a Wednesday or Thursday night and one on a Saturday morning. And you can actually meet me in Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, which is a webcam program, and arrange to take the exam with me watching you. Now, notice, since I'm watching you, this can't be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what the remote proctor's for. But you know, if you can do it either Wednesday or Thursday night, and I'll tell you which one, probably between the hours of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Or if you can do it on Saturday between the hours of 10 and 12, you know, you can take the exam with me from home and not have to do any payment and also not have to leave your home. Notice that because these are authenticated, they're worth a lot of points, and together they add up to 5,500 or 55% of 10,000 points. But there's also a lot of other ways to get points in the class. You can do Connect Learn Smart activities, which are worth a total of 1,000 points, approximately 100 per chapter. You can do Connect Problem Sets. These are also about 100 points per chapter. In 5 chapters, we have Connect Project Requirements. These are 300 points each. I did want to weight the project higher. I will tell you when you get in there, because of the limitations of Connect, the basic project requirements might only be worth 100 points, but then 2 simple multiple choice questions in each chapter are worth 100 points each. The idea is not that I think the multiple choice questions are equally important to the project requirements, just that Connect won't let me make the project requirements themselves worth more than 100 points. But anyway, you can do these over and over again, and when you get the project right and the Connect right, or the multiple choice right, it can bring you to a total of 300 points per project installment for a total of 1,500 points. And then finally, in each chapter we have a discussion on the discussion board, and that's worth 1,000 points total. You get there because at the very beginning of the class, I ask you to introduce yourself. That's worth 100 points. I ask you to confirm that you understand the syllabus and the rules of the class, and that's worth 100 points. And then the other 800 points come from roughly 10 discussions on subject matter, which is about 80 points each. The grading scale is as you would expect in a TCC class. It's a basic 10-point scale, except I pre-weight grades for you. So rather than being on a percentage system, you saw on the previous slide how I weight things, or how I assign total points. So if you, at the end of the class, receive 9,000 points to 10,000 points, you get an A in the class. If you receive 8,000 to 8,999 points, you get a B in the class. If you receive 7,000 to 7,999 points, you get a C in the class. 6,000 to 6,999 points, a D in the class. And if you get less than 6,000 points, of course you fail the class. This is what a typical week looks like. Indeed, our first week of the class, starting on January 8th. You have to watch a video if one's available, and indeed I have one. It'll be showing up right after this in your assignments. Read the chapter, do the Connect Learn Smart, and my weekly video this week shows you how to do the Connect Learn Smart. Do the Connect problem sets, and then there are project installments. One of them in Chapter 4, one of them in Chapter 5, one of them in Chapter 6, one of them in Chapter 7, and one of them in Chapter 8. And that means there's not one in Chapters 1 or 3. Notice we're not doing Chapter 2 in the class, and you can see that in the syllabus. And then also each week you need to do a discussion board post. Twice per semester we have exams. One during the week of February 11th through February 18th. If my memory serves me right, February 17th is the Saturday, and that'll be the Saturday 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. proctor. And then earlier in the week there'll be a Wednesday or Thursday evening proctor. The final's a little bit different. The way this semester goes, the class wraps up on March 30th. I haven't quite decided if I want to do the last proctor session on the last Saturday, which would actually be the 24th. I think that's probably a little bit too early. And so probably instead there'll be two proctor times during the week that week. Notice that each test contains 20 multiple choice questions and 4 problems, and also that each one must be proctored. Well, good luck, and let me know if you have additional questions as we proceed through the class.